Hello and welcome to my Art Rave studio. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my brush techniques and my painting techniques for branches. So basic branches are something that you will have in so many paintings, whether it be trees, basic branches, or tiny little twigs that you might have on a wreath or a nest. I'm going to put all that together for you in this video so that you can master your basic branch. Okay, so I'm going to show you on this practice pad how to do basic branches. Now you can apply these techniques to tree trunks, to branches, to twigs, but it's basically a layering technique of going from dark to light. So I'm going to show you first with a basic trunk. Now this could be a trunk of a tree, like in Autumn Americana, or it could be a thicker branch, like on Wine on the Vine. But you're basically going to go dark to light. So I'm going to start off by mixing a little bit of black and brown. And you could even just use straight black. This is probably going to look very black. And I'm just going to first just lay in my base dark color. And in this case, I'm using black and brown. So this is either a thick branch or a tree. Okay, we'll just give him a little, just so he looks a little more tree-like. Whoops. Okay, so there's my trunk. Okay, so now I'm going to let that dry for a little bit, and I'm going to make another one that's going to be just a basic branch. So I'm going to start off again with the same dark, and it's not the branch from this tree. It's going to be a branch that's just an example of another branch. And I'm going to give it some little kinks and wiggles so that it looks a little more natural. We'll just go off the page. So there's a close-up branch, kind of like in Wine on the Vine rather. And then I'm going to let both of these dry because it's the texture on top that I'm going to be demonstrating with the next technique. But when I'm doing the smaller branches, and this can be used, this technique can be used in smaller twigs, like I'll show you on here. It can also be used for wreaths, bird nests. And the technique here is more in how you load your brush. So I'm going to use the same black brown, but I'm going to use water and thin down. I'm dipping my water off camera several times until you get a nice thin ink-like consistency. So that's step one. Now your brush is going to be full of water and paint. So step two is squeezing that out. So just press against the paper towel, and now your brush is nice and pointy again. If you just went into the branch after mixing, you would have a fatter branch. And the whole part about making twigs and branches is keeping them nice and thin. So prepare your paint, then you prepare your brush. Now you just dip it in the paint, just the tip. And the third step to creating amazing branches is how you hold your brush. So you always want to hold your brush and go in the direction of the branches. So you just lay it down lightly and you pull away. Now you can if you just pull it away straight, you're going to get a very unnatural looking straight branch. So what I like to do is I like to turn. You see how I'm moving my fingers and rolling the brush? I kind of like to roll the brush a little bit and pull up. So now you're getting a very natural looking kinks and turns. So again, you're going to push harder, and then you're going to lightly pull up as you twist and turn. So let's do some down here. So push down a little harder and then lightly pull and twist. Lighten up, pull and twist. pull and twist, twist and turn. And you get these really delicate little tips. And this is always a challenge for beginners, but I don't think people are really shown how important it is to thin down your paint. You know, squeeze the paint out of your brush and then hold your brush properly so that you can actually get those little, you can pull it up and get the direction of those branches really nicely dragged across your paper. So that's how you do the tinier branches. Okay, now that these are dry, let me show you how to add texture to these. So I'm going to use the pony brush, and I'm going to mix a lighter version of this black brown. So let's just get, it's going to look kind of grayish, but that's what trees are. Trees are mostly more gray than brown. And I'm going to start on the light side, so this is the highlight. Lights, I'm going to say, is coming from the right. And I'm just going to drag it in broken pieces. And just these kind of wiggly, broken lines, letting little spaces show through. And I can take this medium shade, and I can even go on the darker side because this is the middle tone. So the middle tone can create texture on both sides of the tree. And for this branch, I can do the same thing. So it's just a lighter gray-brown. And I'm just going to you can crisscross some of them a little bit. And then to create the light source, then you're going to get even lighter. So I'm going to get even more white now. And now I'm just going to focus on just the light side of the tree. Or the light side of the branch in this case. Now this is the technique that I would also use to make a pumpkin stem. So using the same layering technique for the stem of a pumpkin. And on the smaller branches, you can maybe just give a little bit of a highlight. They don't need much. You just want to give it a little suggestion of some texture. And that's all you need on those. All right, and so that's how you do your basic branch.